What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? Of brutes. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning natural disaster. You are, in a word, mayhem. I take that personally.
So, Borderlands 4 is finally out. The new chapter in the vault hunting insanity. As someone who's been blasting psychos and hunting loot since the original, I approach this one with both hope and trepidation. Does it recapture the magic of Borderlands 2, or is it just more mayhem with cracks in the foundation? Let's dig in. Before we get into the nuts and bolts, let me set up where Borderlands 4 lands in my heart. The franchise has always been a balance of over-the-top humour, wacky guns and fun co-op carnage. But after Borderlands 3, many of us felt it leaned too hard into goofy randomness and less on satisfying core gameplay. So with Borderlands 4, expectations were high. Better writing, tighter gunplay, more meaningful builds. Did they deliver? Mostly yes, however, there is some caveats. So, what does Borderlands 4 nail? Gunplay and movement feels crisp, encounters are really satisfying, and there's that addictive Borderlands loop. Shoot, get loot, upgrade, repeat. The traversal and movement are fantastic. Between dodges, air dashes, using the new grappling hook, it's no longer A to B through corridors. The verticality and mobility really gives combat and exploration some flavour. The open world integration is a new structure that they've moved towards, where you have larger interconnected zones. It's not a full go anywhere that you see like a Breath of the Wild, but it is a solid upgrade from previous entries. They've dialed back some of the more cringy randomness, choosing more deliberate humour and better narrative beats. The story shows more genuine weight and character moments rather than constant meme fuel like in Borderlands 3. There's more meaningful choice in skills, gear synergy and customization. As a long-term player, this is where I want toys to experiment with, and in BL4 this delivers more than previous entries. That said, nothing's perfect, so let's talk about a few of the rough edges, especially on Xbox Series X. So, in the interest of fairness, here is where I put my skeptical fan hat on. If you're playing on the Xbox Series X, be aware you might run into some frustrating performance issues that can pull you out of the fun. These are not minor quibbles either, so many of them have been reported and expect fixes to be coming down the line. The main ones are memory leaks and degrading performance over time. The game seems to run okay at first, but after a few hours you'll see stutters, frame drops, or the game can even freeze. Some players have said that rebooting the game helps temporarily, but these issues will come back. The choppy textures, lag and slowdowns in visually heavy scenes, whether that be in big boss fights or areas where you're doing lots of elemental damage, this can cause things to get a little on the stuttery side. Boss fights and Mission Dragon. Even ignoring the performance side of things, some bosses tend to feel a little bit too bullet spongy, have various different immunity phases, and that can just drag things out. Plus, some of the side quests don't hit as well as they possibly could. Quite a few of them are quite fetch questy and don't have that same sort of reward that they did in previous titles. So, the main question here is, do the strengths outweigh these technical flaws or gameplay flaws? And for me, it's a yes. If you're a big fan of looter shooters, you definitely have to jump in and grab this.
Why should you?
So here's my take. Borderlands 4 is easily the strongest entry in the franchise in years. It refocuses the core, fun gameplay, build creativity and exploration. The narrative is better anchored and the polish in many systems shows growth. It's not without its blemishes, where it does have some performance and optimization issues. However, overall, a very, very good game. So if you're a hardcore Borderlands fan and you want to experiment with builds, definitely dive in. If you're a more casual type player, perhaps wait a little bit until the game has a few of its bugs flushed out. Overall, I would give it, personally, a 9.5 out of 10. This is probably one of my 2025 Game of the Years, and it may also put out Clair Obscur for my overall Game of the Year. Anyway folks, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, sub and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of our further uploads. And let me know in the comments below, which Vault Hunter will you be starting with and why? Till next time folks, see you later.